Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Living in the Light. And I'm Mary Amy, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your true potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Welcome, welcome. I am in the fifth dimension, and I believe you are too. So please, if things are fuzzy, let me know. I feel a little rusty at this, and you know everyone that I've been doing this radio show either on Thursdays or Fridays evening. It's called Two Psychics. It's on Blog Talk Radio. It's 6:30 or 7:30 p.m. And we are all about psychic powers. We have guests. We talk about telepathy, meditation, healing. We give readings to those who call in. I have it with Michael Edley. I don't know if anyone out there has heard about this, but that's what I've been doing. Let me just try to find, I know I have a picture of Michael Edley somewhere here. Doopa-doopa-doo. I don't know where it is, but anyway, yeah, here it is. So you know Michael Edley because I've interviewed him before. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy. Now, if you want to find me on blogtalkradio.com/2psychics. Again, we're doing a show tomorrow night at 7:30, and we have a guest. It is cryptid huntress Jessica Jones, and she's also an expert at remote viewing. And we're going to kind of get into remote viewing. So tonight, I'm going to cover topics like angels that are beings of light. You know all about that. They're celestial beings. They're spiritual. They come from the heavens to earth, here to protect humanity. We've probably heard about Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel or Ariel or many other archangels. And I believe you have guardian angels around you from the time you're born. I'm also going to talk about tonight time travel and psychic messages. And we're going to probably do some psychic phenomenon. Now, I'm probably going to go off a little bit like I haven't normally been doing because I've decided that I have to come from a place that's more faith-based, I'm coming from a place that's my mission. And I'm going to say why. Well, in the past, you know, I've spoken about a lot of these topics that are controversial and maybe a little bit far out there. And you might in the past have thought or heard about them, and people would refer to them as science fiction. And I would make those topics on my show here. And yes, tonight I'm going to talk about time travel. However, I realize that we're coming out of this place of enslavement, and we're going into a place of a new civilization, the new republic, light and love. And so it's more going to be about telepathy, your psychic powers, tuning into your heart, prayer, angels, love, compassion, forgiveness. So you might find that that's what I talk about a little bit more. I have emphasis on that. And I'm also going to try tonight to do a video on Rumble. I haven't done that yet. But here I am, and I always have loved doing these YouTube videos, so I'm here tonight. So if anyone would like to like the video, if they would like to make a comment in the chat, you know, I have my list still somewhere here of all those that have been following me, and there's been some that have stuck through thick and thin and been here, and I really, really appreciate anyone who's in the audience in the past. I don't think that I continue to do these videos because I was looking for followers. I was more or less on a mission. Before I get onto the first topic of time travel, I want to remind you that your sleeping dreams are very relevant for you. You're operating on a specific vibrational frequency. You have a DNA blueprint within you that has been activated. And I'm sure if you're here that you are awakened, and you probably have realized that this is a simulation, this is an illusion, this physical reality. And through a shift in your belief system, you can bring and you can manifest your destiny, something that you would like, a better version of you, and you are activating the best version of you. Higher consciousness, and what exactly does that mean? We are coming from a place of having a more spiritual outlook on life, and we realize that we're all connected. And we realize that there are those on this earth that have been harvesting humans in the secret societies, and you might say, we're harvesting animals and mammals, and we eat those. And that's one of the reasons why I've taken meat out of my diet. And another reason why, not only because I have this new perspective, but because as you awaken and you have this higher consciousness and you're more realizing that we're all connected, you don't want to harm any living things. And you want to save the earth and the waters and other beings. And you also want to come from a place of self-love, and we're going to do some exercises related to that. And you hopefully not only forgive yourself for anything that you are shameful of or a part of yourself that you don't love, you start to forgive everyone in your life, because forgiveness is like the highest frequency that you can have. It's letting go of anything, and it's really blocking you if you're not forgiving. So if you want to reach a destiny, if there's something that you see in your that you want to have here, and we're going to get into that as well. I want to do a few exercises and just kind of get back into it, because I haven't been doing this with you. I've been doing this radio show. If you start to forgive or you ask for forgiveness, it will change your life. So back to it. Write down your sleeping dreams. When you begin to ascend, and you will have symptoms. Maybe it's going to change your sleep patterns. You might have ringing in your ears. I've been having ringing in my ears lately. You might have dark night of the soul, where all of your stuff, all of the traumas and the triggers rise up and smack hit you in the face, and you have to deal with it. But it's easier than in the past when you've awakened, because you get through it really fast, because you see it and you say, that's what it was? Okay, so I did this. I'm not proud of it. I have shame over it. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to embrace it. And then you get through it. And you begin to look at relationships differently. Those that are toxic or something that's not positive for you, you don't really have the patience for anymore. And you also can read other people's energy. You can walk into a room and you turn away and you instantly know. And the more that you become acquainted with your inner life, with your telepathic abilities and your talents, you will start to see everyone out in the physical reality, in the old matrix that's leaving. It's leaving because the darkness is leaving. You are going to discover exactly who you resonate with. All right, so your sleeping dreams are very important. Write them down, get a dream journal, a composition book, a piece of paper, and there will be some significant symbols, synchronicities, guidance, okay? And then your intention is very important. When I say your intention, I mean, what are you thinking behind it? Now, you can go out there in the physical reality and trick others, and they're not going to know what you're thinking, because most people haven't tuned into their telepathic abilities, but you will know. So we're going to shift around. We're going to train ourselves to have a better intention. We're also going to train ourselves to have positive thoughts. You can do this. You can control your thoughts. You can learn to eliminate anything that's negative or harmful, because our thoughts are really, really powerful. All right, so our first topic, anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And let me see, is this working? Is there? I have someone checking for me. Is it scrambled? Thank you. Okay, so far so good, because my Wi-Fi It's changed up here. All right, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I want to just mention angels first. Now, you know, if anyone out there's been one of my part of my tribe here, you know that I love this painting, and this is a little glimpse of this painting. It's called Angels Dancing in the Sun. It's by an Italian painter. And for many years, I shouldn't say many, a few, 2020 it started. I activated my clairvoyance, and I started seeing angels in my third eye. So when I am looking in my third eye, if I was to look in my third eye right now, what do I see? This is what happens every time. I see this white fence, and it's one of those fences that has the wooden posts, and then the white pieces of wood going across. And it usually looks like it's someplace that would be in a field. It's someplace that's in, it looks almost like it's a farm, but it's the white posts, and then there's a distance. And that's what I see. But I see that, and then I would see these angels dancing. So I found this painting, and I loved it. I think I'm probably going to get a print of it. And these angels in my third eye were dancing in a circle. And you know that when I say spinning light, I spin it counterclockwise and clockwise, and I spin white light. And why don't we do that right now? Why don't we spin some white light around ourselves? Because this is how we eliminate darkness. And then I'm going to get on to time travel. And I'm telling you, I'm just off the rails tonight in the fifth dimension. You know me. Okay, I'm coming live from New York, by the way. All right, so let's do this right now. Because if I don't throw this in, when are you going to do it? Let's do some, this is really tuning into your inner life. All right, so what I'd like you to do is, I'd like you to let out a breath. Okay, now remind yourself to be in the moment. And how do you do that? Well, I have this mug right here. You want to touch something because you want to be in the moment. Sometimes we get so caught up in the past or where we're going. You know, we just go through tasks, and we're not really in the moment. In the moment, you have to be grounded, and you have to be aware. You have to be very aware. And if you're awakened, you will be aware. Okay, so I'm having gratitude for this moment. Here's some flowers. Here I am, everyone. All right, and you do this as well. So we're letting out a breath. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to put all your weight in your bottom at the base of your spine. So sit or lay down. It's entirely up to you. Open or close your eyes. I usually close my eyes. And so you're putting all your weight in the bottom, your base of your spine. You're imagining your root chakra is going plunging down into the earth. Okay, that's how you're grounding yourself. You're reminding yourself, here I am. And then imagine your feet are firmly planted in the earth too, in the soil of the earth. So just imagine it, visualize it. Start to learn to visualize in your mind's eye. And that's one of the ways you're going to activate your third eye, your clairvoyance, because you have psychic abilities that have not yet been found. And you will be able to master at least one, possibly three, possibly all of them. You are psychic. You have psychic powers. All right. So we're wiggling our toes in the earth. We're putting all our weight in the bottom. We're letting go of any tension we have. So we're going to move our arms around, right? We're going to be like a rag doll. Move your neck around. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe. Tell me you're here right in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. I miss you guys. We're going to move our head around. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to push away any doubt. If you have doubt, sorry, your telepathic abilities are not going to come to the surface. You have to accept, you have to have confidence you can do it, a belief. All right, so together we're going to do some inhales and exhales. Okay, we're going to do 3. Okay, because when we relax our body, our breath, we are more apt to receive information through our senses. And the information is going to come from an outside source. It's going to feel like a sensation, a physical sensation. It's a flash. It's going to be quick, few seconds long, and you're going to have to grab that information and hold on to it. Now, it takes practice. All right, so let's do some breath work. We're going to focus on our breath. We're going to inhale, we'll say for 5, hold it for 5, release it for 5. We're going to do 3 of these together, okay? Let's do this together. Now, hopefully you're a little bit more relaxed. And when we're more relaxed, our heart rate slows down, our blood pressure slows down, and we feel more comfortable. We want to be very comfortable so we can receive information. All right, so we're putting all of our cells into our physical vessel. We're pushing away any doubt. We believe we can do it. So what I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to imagine a band of white light, and it's about 1 foot long. And this band of light is going to be a circle around your entire body. Now, we have a human energy field that surrounds us. And I always say it's about 12 inches, and it goes all the way up. And we are having our chakras connected to our energy field. Right now, what I'd like you to imagine is I'd like you to imagine a band of white light, and it's about 1 foot long, and it's circling your whole body. And I'd like you to imagine this band of light, and I'd like you, and we're going to spin it. And when you spin the light, you're actually kind of creating a Merkaba effect. So you're imagining that this band of light is circling you. Now, if you choose to, you can spin your hands like I do. As a healer, this is what I do. So I'm envisioning that I'm in the center of this light and I'm spinning light. So we're going to say counterclockwise. This light is spinning around you. It's a band of light. Okay, so it's from the top of your head basically down, covering your feet. And you're spinning this light 3 times. 1. Can you see this band of light? Can you visualize it? 2, 3. And as you do this band of light, maybe you want to ask for it. Please surround me. You're going to spin it clockwise now. 1, 2, 3. And now you're basically going to memorize what it feels like. Now, hopefully you feel a little bit more calmer, a little bit more at peace. And why do I say to memorize this? Because if you're empathic like I am, and the more you become sensitive to frequencies, vibrations, and energy, other people, other stuff, energy that's going through the physical reality, you might go into a space and feel like a pinch at your heart. You want to right away say, white light surround me. And you'll have remembered that, and it'll be easier to do. Okay? So you've relaxed, you've went through the steps of relaxation, you've imagined the white light surrounding you, and this will start to take away darkness and negativity that you have within you. Okay? All right, so the first topic tonight is time travel. Now, there's a lot of speculation. Can we time travel? Are there devices out there in the physical reality? Maybe it's from a down, crashed extraterrestrial spaceship, and we've gained the technology and we've learned how to time travel. Have you heard of looking glass technology? And that was apparent in this movie Contact with Jodie Foster, and there was a version of that. Is that soft disclosure and we didn't realize it? And that was quite a while ago that movie came out. It was maybe in 2000 something. It was early on in the 2000s. And I wanted to bring up time travel because I believe it's already something that's we are capable of doing. It's just that we have been in a place of, I guess, mind control, and we have been only privy to some of our history and some of science, not everything. And as we move forward, I realize more and more, I'm going to be really excited to find out exactly what really has been happening. And I think that one of the capabilities we're going to have is time travel. So time travel is the ability to travel from one time in your life to another, past or future. And it was once believed that we were not able to time travel and that these devices didn't exist. So our belief system has to begin to transition into many more possibilities. If you look at it, I remember researching how did we all of a sudden have this big spark of scientific discovery. And it came after, I think it was Roswell and Area 51, and in Bell Systems in New Jersey, the transistor was invented. And after that, all of a sudden, there was a flood of scientific discovery. But it was because of this extraterrestrial craft that crashed at Roswell, and it was taken, and they did reverse alien technology. So we probably already are capable of time travel. Now, there are extraterrestrials that have traveled. And when I say extraterrestrials, I mean like the little men in the spaceships. Do I have a picture of one? Maybe not. Maybe not. I know I have some stuff here. I don't have one. I have one over there. I know. I have one over. No, here, let me go grab one. And so we start to wonder if this is possible. And in our lifetime, are we going to have this experience? And so our belief system has got to render a new timeline to another dimension. So have you heard of timeline leaping or timeline jumping? Space travel through devices exists. Space and time doesn't matter in the moment. And there's what's called time dilation, the slowing of time depending on the motion and position. So we are in a transitional timeline. Sometimes you hear me say, we've entered the fifth dimension, which is, it's not as though I'm physically going to another location. It's not, it's more like my belief system has shifted out of the 3-dimension, which is this whole belief of the systems, and you are kind of like robotic, where everything that everyone tells you that is in a position of authority in one of the systems, maybe the medical, the education, the government, the history, a lot of our cultures, trends and beliefs, you just take it at face value. When you awaken and you start to say, oh, you know what? I'm going to question things. You start to leave the 3rd dimension. So you're not going to another place. However, you can jump timelines. And I mentioned that earlier. So when you jump timelines, that means that you are moving more towards your destiny, more towards synchronicity, more towards many possibilities. So you don't have to go 20 years to reach your goal. You can do it in a week. And it's all about your belief system. So we are in a transitional timeline headed into a realm, a dimension that we are no longer going to be believing the current reality. I am starting to talk less about kind of the scandal of things and this bad person and the cabal, and I'm going to get more into the world that we're going to be living in. And it sounds like a reach, and you say, well, how are we not going to have to pay taxes? And how is everyone going to be able to survive if they don't have a job? Because when we all come from a place that we are all trying to be nice to each other and kind and loving, and it's not impossible, we are going to start to not need all the systems, and we're not going to rely on them. We're going to rely on what's in our heart. And also, when we have free energy and we are not having to go to the gas pumps and pump up our car or deal with inflation or the dollar, our mentality is going to shift into a place of more happiness, because we've been living and existing in struggle and pain and suffering. And we've believed that consumerism, and we've believed that capitalism is the only way you have to live. And from what I understand, this planet, our species, is the only one that exists that we think money is important. Off planet, other species don't believe in money. They do other things. So it's going to be leaving. So if you're believing in the programming and you're brainwashed through the culture, community, education, the mainstream media, all those channels really are saying the same headlines. How is that news? We're going to take away the whole aspect of news and we're going to go to information. What information do you have and where did you get it? Is it personal information, or is everything hearsay? Is everything speculation? So we're going through a transformative shift. So I'm going to be talking more about where we are in the earth. I'm going to be talking more about creating a place of love and light, like divine intervention, heaven, prayer, meditation. I'm going to be speaking about what makes you happy or how to heal yourself. And maybe it'll be about nature, something organic, taking care of others. That's what's important. And I believe if we turn inward to our heart, and we say, okay, I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to be a big girl. I'm going to put my big girl pants on. I'm going to accept everything that I do that was wrong. I'm going to do everything that I believe was a sin. I'm going to accept everything that I've done in my life. I'm going to be brave and strong. I'm going to have a mantra. I am brave. I am strong. I'm courageous. I'm not going to look away or distract myself with stuff. I'm going to own it. I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to go through life in a much happier way. You're not going to have as many addictions, or maybe no addictions. You're going to start to be kinder to others, have more patience, have more love. That's where we're going. So this right now is a gateway for you. You are right here in front of you is a gateway. There's a portal. There's a portal. You can walk through this portal and you can become the best version of you. And you're going to change all the time. You're not going to stay the same. You're going to go through things. Every dream that you ever had of something you wanted to accomplish, you're going to be able to accomplish. You're going to have confidence and self-love. When you have self-love, others will love you. We're going to join together and we're going to create this new civilization. And this new civilization is going to be about kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and love. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to rejoice together. We're going to pray together. We're going to love each other. We're going to be good to each other. And we are going to find a happier place to be. So this portal is a transformative approach. And people are going to have awareness. And this is going to be open to them. It's going to be activated. The more of us that have this philosophy, then the more of us are going to become activated. Now, a time machine. Let's get to the sci-fi topic of this time machine. But it's not really a sci-fi topic. It's a real thing. Now, a time machine is when you travel into the past or the future. Now, whether or not it's through advanced technology from future activities in mankind or extraterrestrial technology, this is what awaits us. This is what awaits us. I had looked up online, and it's very hard because everything online is placed there and approved by the government and by individuals that probably don't have our best, I guess, in favor of us, I should say. They're not in favor of us. And I said, is there such a thing as a time machine? And I can find it on the web. And it's funny because MIT had put out this review, and this is what they did in 1951. Get this. And I'm going to put it in quotes because I'm taking it from the article. MIT Technology Review. In quotes, it says, in the fall of 1951, they had 20 MIT engineering students receive a missive from a planet more than 30 light years away. So a light year is a distance that light travels in 1 year, approximately 6 trillion miles. So they're saying 6 trillion miles away. This was in 1951. Now, what year are we in? 2024. So in 1951, they already had this. The MIT already thought of doing this. So what does that tell you? They said, okay, students, we're going to give you this project. Imagine this world, and you're 30 light years away from Earth. You receive confidential documents and memos printed on letterhead dated 1,000 years into the future, detailing discovery of intelligent life planets on Arcturus. Now, has anybody heard of Arcturians? Well, that's one of the species of extraterrestrials. So isn't that interesting that they did this? Now, so was this a real, what is this predictive MIT projects? It's very strange they did this. And they said, these extraterrestrials from Arcturus have intelligence that are superior hearing, vocal range, sight, X-ray. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe. X-ray vision, telepathic abilities, advanced atomic energy technology. And they called it a sci-fi universe. And they had these students come up with this whole entire world. And what kind of technology would they design for the kitchen, for their home? And they had the MIT students do this in this MIT Technology Review. You can read this whole article. It's very interesting. Now, we know the CIA had what's known as Project Looking Glass. Was this device through our secret government? It was a black project. And the film Contact showed actually disclosure with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. And David Wilcox spoke about this. He was a whistleblower, and he said there was time travel technology. And Wilcox said that they created a highly coherent energy vortex or torsion field under certain conditions, allowing an individual to receive information by our physical means. And you could remote view. What's remote viewing? Remote viewing is where you are in one location and you train through concentration and you're given coordinates and you can see, and I guess it's through clairvoyance, you can see another location and what's going on in that location. Now, I've had remote viewing. I've been able to do remote viewing at different times. Sometimes we do psychic phenomenon and we do remote viewing where I give you a suggestion, we relax, and we tune into either our hearing, our sight, our feeling, our touch, our knowing, and maybe you receive another location and you see something there. Well, David Wilcox's whistleblower spoke about remote viewing through looking glass technology. Now, remote viewing is you clear your mind and you are going into a theta state of consciousness, and it's by mental discipline. You are so focused and you have so much concentration that you're able to either close your eyes or your eyes are open and you see another location and what's going on in that location. And the practitioner can observe events or locations in a space or time and other timelines. Now, there was what's called the Stargate project by the government and the looking glass technology, which was used to look backwards and forwards. And the operator sat in this chair or this seat that came from a crashed extraterrestrial spaceship. And they were able to, it was recovered, they were able to see in the future or in the past what was going to happen. And from what I understand, there was 2 timelines, the good one and the bad one, the 5th and the 3rd, and maybe I'm simplifying it. And we're in the 5th dimension. Now, from what I understand and what I believe intuitively, and maybe you do, maybe you don't, this is personal, I believe that at this point, because I'm moving away from a lot of the stuff I was talking about before, the topics, which were related to the deep state and darkness, to me, it seems as though all of that is gone, which means that I'm having kind of a premonition to look forward. And when I mean looking forward, what's going to happen in our future beyond 2024? Beyond 2024, everything as we know it is shifting because Hollywood's going, Washington's going down, the deep state's going down. And when I shouldn't say going down, they're eliminated, they're gone, they've been exterminated. And the monarch has also been exterminated. And there's been speculation to whether some of these individuals that have had all this power and authority are still alive, or they are locked up, or someone is pretending to be them, whether an actor, wearing a mask, a clone. And this is all a guess, because obviously I'm not in Washington, I'm not in Hollywood. I'm just going by what I'm hearing online. But what I do know, because we are a human lie detector, I know that is not something I need to focus on anymore. I need to focus on speaking about higher consciousness, meditation, love and light, forgiveness. But I am going to still bring up some of these because, like, for example, time travel is probably going to be something of the future. Teleportation, where you're moving from one location to another, part of the future. Telepathy, part of our future. Free energy, part of our future. Organic gardens, not paying our taxes, part of our future. So all results depend on our viewer beliefs. Looking glass technology, looking backwards and forwards. So your mind is capable of navigating through time. Now, the speed of light motion operates in 3 dimensions of space and time. Okay, so let me move on to, and I'm going to ask you before we move on to it. Hey, Starshine, hello, I'm Mary Amy coming to you live. Before we move on to 144, have you heard about 144,000 and that number, 144,000 or 114K? Is that in reference to light workers, star seeds? Is it in reference to double helix strands? Is it in reference to your DNA activation within you that they said was your junk DNA? I don't know. But I'm guessing, because I believe I'm a starseed, that it's in relation to those that have awakened. Before we talk about that, I want to mention your intentions. So what are your intentions? Are your intentions in your life? And when I say intentions, what is your plan? What is your intention? Something that matters to you? Do you care if you're doing something kind? Or are you detached? Because if you're detached, it's probably like you're not connected to your heart. So right now, what I'd like you to do is, if you can kind of go back instantly to the relaxation exercise we did earlier when I said spinning light around you, I'd like you to just quickly let out a breath, put all your weight in your bottom. Imagine the base of your spine is traveling down deep into the earth, as well as your toes, and you're wiggling them in the earth surface. You're grounding yourself. You're having gratitude for this moment. You're reminding yourself you're right here. Touch something so that you're here. You feel present. Doesn't matter what happened before. Doesn't matter in the future. You have to be in this moment. That's where all of the energy is, in this moment. You can create. You can expand this moment. You can fill it. And that's how you're going to become the best version of you. So as you do that, let out a breath. You're a rag doll. You're pushing away doubt. I'd like you to tune into your heart, because our heart is so important, isn't it? Doesn't matter what's out here in the physical reality. We can't control that. We can only control this. We can't control what anyone says or does. We can only control this. So I'd like you to tune into your heart right now, and I'd like you to ask your heart, how are you feeling? How am I feeling? I'm going to be quiet, and let's see, is it easy for you to tune in and tap into your heart? I'm doing it as well. How am I feeling? Okay, I am feeling more inspired than I was, because I was tired. It's been a long day. All the jobs in the matrix and running around and everything that we have to do, and to be so conscious of paying our bills and all of our stresses and anxieties. I tuned into my heart. I realized I'm inspired, and I feel good, because here I am, and I've been wanting to do one of these, and I've been wanting to reconnect here on YouTube. And what came back for you? Was it one word? Could you reach? Did your heart give you an answer? Because that's your inner life. That's your inner life. Really, no one out here in the physical reality cares. They really don't, because they have their own stuff to worry about. You have to worry about yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You are a superpower in the making. You're a highly advanced being of light. Doesn't matter where you live, what you look like, what you do, or what you have. You're a beautiful being of light as is. You have to have strong self-worth. You have to take all of your weight in your bottom, and I'd like you to imagine a circle of light on the base of your spine, in this strong light. And I want you to pull up that light and pull it up out of you and bring it forward. All of you bring forward, and have more confidence. And remind yourself, what are your 3 characteristics that make you authentic? So when you're having a bad day and you're like, this is awful, I can't do this anymore, you're going to remind yourself of the 3 characteristics. Maybe you have the most beautiful brown eyes. Maybe you're an amazing storyteller. You might be a great friend. You might be a super athlete. Everyone has at least, really 100, at least 3 characteristics that make them authentic, beautiful. You are a beautiful being of light. Remind yourself, I am brave, I'm courageous, I am strong. Okay? So your intention, what is it? Your intention. My intention is to stay right here in this beautiful moment, in this moment that I am aware of, that I'm here, I'm present, I have gratitude. What am I creating? Not in 20 years. I'm not creating it in 20 years. I want it now. Shoot high. What is it? What's your humongous goal? What's your destiny right here in this moment? I'm creating it. You're going to create it. You have that power within you. Okay, so the 144,000, what are they? Everyone write in the chat. Tell me who you are. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Mary Amy. Okay, so the 144,000, have you heard about them? If you're here right now, you're probably awakened. You're probably awakened. And what I mean by that is you've awakened. You've come out of your slumber. You've said, I don't want to be in the matrix anymore. It's not fun. I want to have a better life. I'm climbing out. I'm going to see what's out there. I'm breaking out from the chains. And you might be one of the 144,000. Now, that might just be a term, might be a metaphor for something else. But in Revelation, in the Bible, I'm going to quote, this is what it says. And I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel, who are sealed and protected by God during a time of tribulation. These individuals are seen as a group believed to be chosen for the purpose during end of times. We are in the end of times. Why? Why am I saying that? Because darkness is left or leaving. There's not much left. And all of the angels have come down from heaven. And they're here and they've battled the demons. They've battled the foreign angels. And were there giants here before? And were the giants those that, the fallen angels that were, I guess, involved with human women? And that whole fable, or I don't know what that is, these individuals are seen as a group believed to be chosen for the purpose during end of times. End of times, well, things are definitely changing. I don't know what's going to happen, but guess what? We are strong, we are brave, and we are courageous, and whatever's going to happen, we're going to make it through. So now are marked with the seal of God in their foreheads. Light workers. Are you a light worker? Hey, you're coming from London. Oh my goodness, you're going on my little list, Starshine. And you know this list, way back when, where is my list? I have my list somewhere here. Here it is. I have many, many, many individuals on this list. I'm putting you down from London, Starshine. I appreciate you writing and joining us and writing in the chat. What do you think? What's going on with you? Okay, so the 144,000 light workers. What's a light worker? A light worker is bringing light to the earth. Are you a light worker? Are you ascending to a higher consciousness, a higher belief system? Now, you don't have to go out there and save the world. It can be simply that you are coming from a place that you are kinder, have more compassion, and you're doing whatever your purpose and mission is. It doesn't mean that you have to go out there and you have to shout from the rooftops. There's plenty of us who are doing that. But just what I'm saying is try to embrace all of you, have self-love. We all have characteristics within us that are dark and light, don't we? And it's about embracing all of you. So the 144,000 light workers will save the earth from the forces of darkness. And I believe that this has already happened in the end of times. So we are waking humanity to divine purpose and mission on earth. These star seeds incarnated from advanced planets. So there's been waves of light workers, and they're transforming earth. Now, there's also the theory that the 144,000 are those that have been activated. There's 12 strands of spiritual DNA. And I'm reading this because I can't remember it. Proceed in increments of 12 until you reach 72. That would be the 12 double helix strands, followed by 12, 36, 48, 60, 72. Once you've activated the first 72 double helix strands, you will be activate the other 72, which will take you to 144. I truly believe that something is definitely activating within me. And I don't know if you've heard any ringing in the ears. It's like a high-pitched sound. In the last few days, I've had these weird headaches, and for no reason. I don't know what it is. And I wonder if it's about me becoming more and more activated. Have you become activated? We're going to do in a few minutes, we're going to do some telepathic exercises. But let me just get on to spiritual messages first. Now, are you receiving any spiritual messages if you've become activated? Are you having premonitions? Are you becoming a precog and you see things before they happen? It might be that you almost are uncomfortable, or you are uncomfortable around people that you meet because they sense that you know what they're thinking. And the more you tune into your inner life, the more that you do visualizations. And visualizations are basically guided imagery during meditation. So what is meditation really? Meditation is having strong focus and concentration on your breathing. So you're relaxing and you're going into you are going into a trance and a deep state. And when you meditate, you can focus on an object or a thought. And when you do that, you can connect to other dimensions, other realms, a state of consciousness that you are connecting with maybe spirit guides, ascended masters, maybe extraterrestrials, angels, celestial beings. And when you do this, or spirits, when you do this, you will realize that this physical reality, we are more than just a physical being. We are a spiritual being. And there's other dimensions and realms that we don't even realize are there. All right, so spiritual messages. I am someone who prays. And I am someone who has throughout my life gone to church because I feel very close to God source, Jesus, and it was a place of peace for me. I've shared with you in the past that I had near-death experiences when I was 2.5, the first one. And so I connected most definitely to angels. And I saw angels. I saw light. I knew there was another place that was safe and pure and good. And I don't have a fear of death. I just am not ready to go yet, because I know on the other side, it's a place of so much peace that you can't even fathom. And it's lovely to be there. However, I'm not ready yet. So spiritual messages can come through prayer, through meditation, spending time in nature. It can be that you have a mystical experience. It can come through in dreams. I don't know if you've ever had any dreams with angels. I don't know if you are interested in this, what I'm saying. Because if you ask, you shall receive. It's something that you're not interested in, probably won't happen. You have to have an open heart, open mind. So universal messages and wisdom are spiritual messages. So what will come through is love, compassion, truth, life after death. And if you listen, you can connect to your spiritual messages, and that they will be sent to you through a spirit guide or through an angel or through God, or a higher consciousness. Everything that I'm sharing with you is my personal experience. It's not always or every time, and you might receive something completely different. Your experiences might be different than mine. I'm sharing with you all I know, which is authentic for me. There's no formula or exact way of getting there. When you become enlightened, it might be because you had a near-death experience. Someone died. You had some very upsetting life event. You might have had a loss. You might have been asking for it or looking for the deeper meaning of life. Spiritual messages are not just for psychics, for intuitives, mediums. You can receive spiritual messages. Everyone can do this. Everyone can be a psychic. So it's just this word for something that everyone is capable of, because it's been placed somewhere that either it's crazy, ridiculous, or it's only special people have it. No, you are a psychic as well. You have these abilities within you. You can also receive spiritual messages. It's whatever you ask for, you can manifest. So those who are enlightened are supposed to help you develop these skills. And spiritual messages are a way of relaying divine energies, divine intervention, divine beings to this physical reality. It's someplace that we're going. They can be shared or conveyed by humans, by spirits, by angels, by ascended masters. So it's beyond this realm in another dimension that they're coming from. Celestial beings that are among us. There are angels among us. There are angels that are existing in this plane. And there's many, many stories out there. You can just ask. There's books on it where there's beings or those that we think are people, and they're really angels, and they've saved someone in a life-threatening situation or event, or they're just there to give you a message. Now, my personal experiences are that I have had angels visit me while I'm sleeping. I've had lucid dreams, which a lucid dream is a dream that you're either coming out of sleep or going into sleep. But it's very vivid, and it feels as though you're physically there, like you're in it. It's not a dream-like state. It's very, very sensations. And I've had a few dreams with like angels, with the Virgin Mary, with the Holy Spirit. And that's because I'm operating on a certain vibrational frequency. And so I guess that's what's coming into my inner life, my inner world. I have been, I guess, obsessed with angels because, like, during my near-death experience as a child, I had an experience with them. But I believe in angels because I just know they exist, and they're coming from the heavens to earth to protect humanity. There's 9 ranks of angels. They're like specks of light. Maybe they brush across your face. You might feel in the presence of angels. They might whisper something in your ear. They're here to guide you, protect you, and they're warriors from the heavens. Now, when you awaken, before I get onto some psychic phenomenon, because we're about to hit the 1-hour mark, Archangel Gabriel is a messenger and here to communicate for God. An awakening let me remind you, an awakening is going to feel as though you're in a place of chaos. You're going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be easy. When you awaken to this new reality and this new place that you're going to, and all of humanity is going to awaken at some point, things are not going to seem as they were. And it's going to be frustrating, and you're not going to be able to turn back and go to the way you used to live. You're going to have to adjust and keep moving forward. And I'm going to share with you that at times it's been frustrating or confusing for me. And I felt like I was losing it. I was going crazy. This isn't normal. And my diet had to change because there was so many foods I became allergic to. My mindset changed, and I took away a lot of the things that really weren't important, aspects of this physical reality that weren't important. But what did happen for me was during this transition, after I became awakened, I started to feel more comfortable with myself. I started to have more confidence, and I had instant friends that came into my life. And now it's easier to kind of pull forward what seemed like a destiny or dream or goal that I had that was really far away. Now I can pull it forward. So I just wanted to share that with you. It might seem impossible at times. However, it's not. And you have the strength within you. Okay, so psychic phenomenon. Psychic phenomenon is really a knowing that you have within you. It's your ESP, extrasensory perception. It's tuning into your sixth sense. You have a knowing, it's coming from an outside source. It's going to feel like a physical sensation. There's information that's just meant for you that you're supposed to receive. When I do psychic phenomenon exercises, it's because I'm trying to establish with you a connection to this part of you that you might not have activated yet. Now, maybe you have, and this is just nothing. Good, good. So share it with others. All right, so let's remind ourselves to remove any doubt. Now, there's not going to be any proof. You can't go around and say, hey, here it is. This is it right here. I have proof right here. This is it. You're not going to have proof. You're going to have to believe and trust. And as you move forward, it's going to be baby steps. It's going to be a little bit inch by inch. The more you practice, the more you remind yourself to do these kinds of little exercises. All of a sudden, you're going to make leaps and bounds, and strange stuff is going to happen. And you'll know because you will have synchronicity, like the oddest stuff. And I'll give you an example. I hope anyone who's joining us, I hope you can write in the chat. I am doing this radio show, Two Psychics, with Michael Edley. Okay, and we know that. Here's Michael Edley. And we just got some professional photos taken. You can look online. You can find me on our Facebook page, Two Psychics Radio Show. Hope you follow the show. We're doing one tomorrow night. We have Jessica Jones, a cryptid expert, huntress. And there's so many things I want to talk to her about. One, definitely Bigfoot. And she's a remote viewer expert. I'm off the beaten track. What was I going to say? No, I forgot what I was going to tell you about this. I got so lost talking about the radio show. It's on blogtalkradio.com/2psychics. Now I forgot. It'll come back to me. Can't remember what I was thinking. Oh, no. I was going to tell you something about psychic phenomenon. Oh, so as you start to practice this more and more, and we do this on the show, I do these exercises on the show as well. It's just radio. It's not, you can't see us, but we are going to do a video online. on probably Rumble, Michael Edley and I. And I have a Rumble channel, Mary Amy. You can find me on there too, Mary Amy Official. As you start to, all of a sudden, you're going to have these exponential leaps. You're going to practice some psychic phenomenon. You're going to tune into your clairaudience, your clairsentience, clairvoyance, your claircognizance. And all of a sudden, you're going to start to have what's called synchronicity. So I'm doing this radio show, and this woman reached out to me and she said, "Can I be a guest on your show?" And she is a medical intuitive. I forgot her name. And I was like, oh, the next day, someone reached out to me and said, "Oh, I found this book at the library." And it was by this woman. It was the most bizarre. What are the chances of that? It's like near impossible, if not impossible. So that was synchronicity. And that's a sign that I'm on the right path. So you have to start to go with the flow. We are in this mindset, in this physical reality, in this matrix, in this simulation, the illusion that we have before us. We're in the illusion of time. Oh, what time is it? We're in the illusion that you have to go from A to B, from B to C, from C to D. And we don't just move by our intuition. And if something isn't going the way we want it to go, we say, "I'm going to fight this. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to dig my heels in the ground. I'm not going to keep moving." We have to stop with that mentality, and we have to start to go with the flow. If something's flowing in a certain direction, the universe is bringing us there, go with the flow, because it's something that's meant for you. And that's what I've realized. There's been changes in the last few days with me, in the last week. And I was saying, well, this isn't right. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. I had to say, give up on that. I had to say, go with the flow. There's something on this path that I'm supposed to discover. So go on the path. All right. So psychic phenomenon. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy, coming live from New York. Okay, and after this, I'm going to try to do Rumble online. So find me on there. I'm going to try to do a Rumble. I've never done a Rumble because guess what? I'm shadow banned on YouTube. And I get off and it says I have no views. All right, so what would I like you to do? We're going to do some psychic phenomenon. We're going to do a little exercise here. All right, so what I'd like you to do is let out a breath. I'd like you to sit or lay down, get comfortable. The more comfortable you are, the more information you're going to receive. Now, earlier in this video, we did these steps, but we're going to do them again. Not as intensely because I'm hoping that you're already relaxed. All right, so we're going to put all our weight in the bottom. This is what we do every time. All our weight in our bottom. So we are not holding on to anything. We want to let go so we get the information flowing to us. The base of your spine is your root chakra. You're going to imagine it going down into the earth. So your root chakra down into the earth. Your toes down in the earth. Wiggle your toes in the earth. You're here in this moment. In this moment, look around. Touch something. I'm in this moment. I have gratitude. I am grateful I'm here. I'm lucky I'm here. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to take away any doubt. No doubt. Acceptance. Self-willingness. Self-willingness. Self-confidence. We're going to have focus and concentration. We're going to be like a rag doll. We're going to move around our head. All of our energy is going to flow out of our arms and our fingertips. We're going to drop down into our physical vessel. We're going to let out a breath. We're going to focus on our breathing. Inhale, exhale. So our heart rate is calm. Right? We want to have calmness, our blood pressure calm. Okay, so here we are. Now, Have you activated your clairaudience, your hearing? I suggest you do these steps, and you want to go into a place of quiet, and you're going to turn off your technology and you're going to listen beyond the walls of the room. Anyone who's been here before knows this is what I say. This is how you're going to connect to your telepathic abilities. So you're going to listen beyond the walls of the room. So you're really concentrating on your hearing. Then beyond the walls of the room, outside the building you're in or the location, as far as you can hear. What can you hear? And you're going to start to hear frequencies, energies, sounds that you didn't realize were there, because when we're in this physical reality, normally we are distracted by voices, TVs, computers, videos. We're concentrating on all the wrong things. This is not how we're going to adapt to the new civilization. We are in a new civilization right now, whether you realize it or not. It's the fifth dimension. The third dimension is gone. All of that is collapsed. All right, so we're listening beyond the walls of the room, beyond the building we're in, out to another galaxy. You're going to reach up to one of the chakras. What is it? I guess it's the chakra 12. What about your galactic chakra? Okay, so we're going to try to tap in and hear. Okay, now remind you about this is a clear crystal quartz. Look at it. It's beautiful. Get some crystals. You want to activate your third eye, which is the space between your brows. It's your mind's eye. It's your clairvoyance. And how are you going to activate it? Well, you can work on visualizing. You can visualize something in your mind's eye. Clearly see something. What does it look like? Imagine it within your third eye. Something, really visualize it. Whatever it is, it can be a location, it can be an object, it can be a person. You're going to practice doing that, or you're going to put a crystal there. You're going to really focus on it. Or you're going to take your finger and you're going to spin. And you're going to ask for it. Please open my third eye, my clairvoyance. Please activate it. Because you want to ask for this. You're going to spin your finger. You're going to imagine a portal here, a ball of light, and you're seeing inside. What do you see? There's many ways to activate your third eye. Now, there's also, like we spoke about earlier, tuning into your heart, your clairsustenance. Are you empathic? All right, so one of those. Let's focus on one of those. I'm going to give a suggestion right now. I'm going to remind yourself. So it's your clear hearing, your clear seeing, your clear feeling. Maybe you have claircognizance and knowing. Are you someone who goes into a trance? You can connect to spirit. You're a medium, a channeler. Whatever it is. All right, so I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to give you a suggestion. So you're going to tune into one of maybe it's your sense of touch, maybe it's your sense of taste, your sense of smell. You're going to tune into one of your or more of your senses, your clear senses, and I'm going to give a suggestion. Okay, my suggestion is I'd like you to go to the last moment, the last moment that you felt happiness. So tune into one of your clear senses and let's see what you have as an experience. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to tune into my hearing. I'm going to see if the last moment you had happiness. Okay, so I don't know what you received. I don't know how easy this is. I haven't done this in so long that it's the muscle for this I haven't been utilizing. So this was good for me. I realized that it used to be that I had very few moments of happiness, and now what I'm realizing is I am often feeling happiness. And that brings me a lot of joy because I think most of my life I've searched to find happiness, and I was always fake it till you make it, and I was always trying to find my happiness. And it used to only be that I could find happiness within me, and now I realize I can find, or I've had happiness experiences with others, which is lovely. I'm lucky. Now, I don't know what you received. Whatever you received is personal. So there's no right or wrong. What I'd like to do before we go tonight is I'd like to spin some light. So you can do this with me. So when I'm spinning light, well, no, actually, what did I want to do? I wanted to create a ball of light. That was it. So we rub our hands together, we take it away from our body, and what are we doing? We're creating a ball of energy. It's very positive. So you rub your hands together and you take them apart, and hopefully you feel some kind of friction on your palms. And then you cup your hands and you create a ball of light. Now, so this ball of light, I'm bringing positive energy and light around me. And you can do this too. And we can do this, and then we can do some kind of exercise with the ball of light. So here I'm feeling it very strongly. So this is good. I'd like you to imagine that you're inside this ball of light. So in other words, you're either you imagine yourself that the ball of light is like 6 foot tall, or that you've shrunk down to be between your hands and the ball of light. And I know this is stretching. This is how you stretch yourself. You want to stretch your abilities and your thoughts and possibilities. And that's how you grow and transition and transform into the beautiful being of light that you are, that you're highly advanced. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm inside this ball of light. And what do you see? What kind of experience? I'm going to be quiet, uncross my legs. So interesting is there was literally 20 different experiences I had where I was in the ball of light. And I think my mind is on overdrive right now. All right, so you put your hands together. All right, well, it's lovely being here tonight. And I'm wishing everyone well. Tonight we spoke about time travel. We spoke about the 144,000. And we spoke about spiritual messages. Before I go, I want to say, remind yourself of your intentions. What are they? Visualize positive outcomes. In other words, if you have a desire, a destiny, a goal, visualize it happening for you. You can create outcomes by your thoughts, cause and effect. You can change outcomes through your thoughts. Recite positive words, have mantras, I am, add whatever you want. It can be anything. It's all entirely up to you. Create vivid mental images in your mind's eye. Maybe it's a waterfall, a nature scene. Mine is where I see the angels in this field with this white fence. Remind yourself of white light surrounding you. And have forgiveness. Okay, it was great. I hope everyone likes the video. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to go on right now and try to do a Rumble, Mary Amy Official. Also, I have tomorrow night the radio show, and I hope you follow and join me. All right, everyone. Bye. I'm going to spin light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. Whatever that was. Make a wish. So I'm spinning 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye. Take care.